Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to dust like a giant. Only a mere 20 gold coins, and all this could be yours. Glad to see you finally came to your senses. Ready to make some coin?
Yeah, well, I was just passing, but just passed, thought I'd drop in to say hello, just passing by.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. For today's Skyrim Mod Showcase on the PS4, we're going to be taking a look at a mod that will most likely be useful to you mid to late game. That is when you have an overabundance of dragon souls and most likely all of your shouts unlocked. At that time you may have set your skills to legendary and need a bunch of perk points, and if you happen to need some right away and don't want to have to grind for them, that's where this mod will come into play. That's because this mod will allow you to exchange your dragon souls for perk points, and it does so in what I believe to be a non-overpowered and lore-friendly way, as you'll be able to exchange every 1 soul for 3 perk points. With that said, let's see how to find this mod. So in order to find this mod, bring up the search function with L1 and then type in Dragon Soul to the search bar. The mod that you are looking for is right here. The name of it is Dragon Souls to Perk Points. It is by the mod author Bellasarius, and the mod description reads, "This mod lets you convert 1 Dragon Soul into 3 perk points. Just enter High Hrothgar and activate the Horn of Thuum. Note, there is a diet version of this mod that only grants 1 perk point. You can't install both this mod and the diet version. They will conflict. The diet version is here, and it gives a link. It also states if upgrading from a previous version, be sure to save outside of High Hrothgar first." So we're currently here outside High Hrothgar. If you're unfamiliar with where it is located right here on the map. If you're a newer player, it's right here by the throat of the world. Every Dragonborn comes here eventually, and this is where we will be needing to head to exchange our Dragon Souls for perk points. And again, remember, this is best done probably mid to late game, because as a newer player you will need the Dragon Souls first to unlock your shout powers. So once you got inside the building, you want to head back this way, head up this set of stairs right here, and you'll find that the horn is located right here. As I turn, you might have to maneuver your camera a little bit like this, like I'm doing, to get the prompt to come up. In any case, this is what it will look like. Quickly, let me go ahead and show you how many perk points I currently have before we use the horn for the first time. So you'll note that I currently have 50 perk points that I can use. Go ahead and exit back out of this. So press X to blow into the Horn of Thuum, and this screen will come up. It will say, do you want to spend 1 Dragon Soul to gain 3 perk points, and give you a yes and no option. Now sometimes it malfunctions on this screen and it says 1 soul to gain 2 perk points, but don't worry, it will always give you 3 perk points. It's just an error. I'll try to show you that as well, but it will always give 3. So I'm going to select yes. And as you can see, I get a notification that 3 perk points were added. And now if we come back in here, remember I did have 50. And if we look, I indeed have 53. So it did give me 3 perk points. So I'll see if I can get the malfunction. And okay, it already did. Now you'll see it says for 2 perk points. But it will give 3. You don't need to select no and try again. Just go ahead and select yes. And the notification says 3. It should always give you 3. I tested this and each time it did give me 3. As we take a look here, you'll see now I have 56 and I did have 53. So it does do this each time. And the one thing that I would suggest, if you want to do this multiple times, like I'm going to do right here, you don't have to check it each time unless you just really want to make certain, but wait until the effects and the notification in the upper left has disappeared before doing it again like I'm doing here. And also real quickly, while I'm thinking about to point it out, your screen will look a little bit different when you select the option. You'll see my yes no options are both in red and green. That is because of TK's interface overhaul that I'm using. So yours will most likely both be yes and no will be in white, but otherwise it should look about the same. I'm not certain with the overhaul off if the screen looks exactly the same, but I just wanted to point out the color difference there is because of a interface overhaul mod that I am using and is not a part of the showcased mod. But in any case, let's go ahead and bring up, now that I've done this several times, and you'll see that after doing it several times, I now have 77. So when we started out, I had 50 perk points, and now I have 77 perk points that I can spend wherever I want. So, in my opinion, this is a fantastic mod to have, mid to late game when you do, again, have an overabundance of Dragon Souls and probably have pretty much used them to unlock the majority of your shouts, or the ones that you want to use. There are, of course, some that you need to have story-wise, but in any case, while the Dragonborn DLC did give us the ability to spend 1 Dragon Soul to refund all of the perk points out of a skill tree to place them elsewhere, this is fantastic for if you want to keep those perk points where they are and either add to them or place new ones elsewhere without having to do a lot of grinding, as again, with this particular version of the mod, you'll get 3 perk points for every 1 Dragon Soul, which in turn could be a very immersive and lore-friendly way for you to gain additional perk points in your playthrough, as well as give you a reason to actually go hunting the various dragons when you need more souls to exchange for additional points. Although, if your name happens to be James Emerson, don't worry, you won't have to do much hunting. There'll be a dragon nearby for you shortly. And that brings us to the end of today's showcase. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.